Guys, what on earth is happening with TV these days? And by that I mean, why is it so good? So, you probably thought I was going to complain. But Severance is amazing. Invincible doesn't miss. Reacher is solid. Your friendly neighborhood Spider Man was thoroughly enjoyable. White Lotus is brilliant. Daredevil Born Again is an absolute banger. And I've heard The Pit is pretty good. It's on my list. But this video is a spoiler-free review of Season 1 of the 2025 Hulu show Paradise. Let's go. Okay, so before we get into it, I'm just going to ask you very nicely to please like and subscribe this video. It does the world of good and it really makes my day. So thank you so much. Paradise is about a Secret Service agent investigating the murder of a former president in a seemingly peaceful community. This show was created by Dan Fogelman. He's the man responsible for This Is Us. On a related note, he's also responsible for some tears I might have shed in recent years. I knew it would be great storytelling. I knew it was going to have twists. I knew it would be devastating. And I knew Sterling K. Brown was going to be immense. All of this was absolutely true for the first season of Paradise. And this show had me by the nuts. I'm not going to go into spoilers, so I'll talk broadly about what I loved and what makes it almost a perfect show. I have a couple of gripes. So this show has a mystery that kind of permeates throughout the entire season. And by the end of the pilot, you're brought into this world that is packed with intrigue. Without spoiling anything, let's just say the twist at the end of the pilot really proves that it's a small world after all. The writing is mostly good. There are times when the writing for certain characters feels a little off, and some of the dialogue, particularly in the finale, which is less than ideal, is a bit cringy. This series has been accused of being very telenovela-esque and maybe sometimes just a little bit too cheesy, but the overarching mystery and the relationships between various characters are really well explored. Episode 7, titled The Day, is one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in a long time. It is extremely tense, emotional, and action-packed, with incredible acting by everyone involved, specifically Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden. And that leads me into the performances. So Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden put on an acting masterclass, and the chemistry between the two of them is brilliant. And there's so much subtext at play, which really comes to the forefront once certain mysteries are slowly revealed. Julianne Nicholson plays Sinatra, the antagonist, who is really good in this. But there are times where she strays into mustache-twirling Bond villain. And although most times it lands, sometimes it's super cringe. Let's talk about the soundtrack. That is something that is really a standout in this series. It includes some incredibly nostalgic hits from the 80s and the 90s. But it's not just there for vibes. It actually enforces some of the themes and is a plot device as well, which was used to perfection. Some songs that feature include Another Day in Paradise, of course. I Think We're Alone Now from Tiffany. Every Rose Has Its Thorn, which was also used incredibly well. Eye of the Tiger and Knocking on Heaven's Door. So overall, this soundtrack does so much to elevate the storytelling in the series as well, without being too kind of like heavy-handed. So I've given a rating of 8.5 out of 10 for Paradise's Season 1. The reason for that is I think the mystery is amazing. I think the performances are incredibly solid, specifically from James Marsden and Sterling K. Brown, and their chemistry is really great. The soundtrack is really good, really elevates the story. And, overall, I think the writing is pretty good. What does kind of let it down in moments is just a little bit of cringiness with some of the dialogue, as well as maybe some of the interactions between certain people. It can stray a little bit into kind of like cheesiness. But I think for the most part, it does the job really well. It is a show that I was eagerly waiting for week to week because it came out weekly. Season 1 has now completed. You can watch it on Disney Plus. And yeah, I would highly recommend you check it out. If you have seen this series, let me know what you rated it out of 10. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, but it's on your list, I highly recommend that you get to it. Also, if you haven't heard of it, but this review is somehow your first exposure to it, I hope I did a really good job of selling it to you because it is a really good time. And I'd be keen to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments once you have checked it out. Once again, I would like to ask you to please like and subscribe. This channel is fairly new, but it's something that I really want to grow. I'm really passionate about it. So the more likes, subscribe, shares that you give would really help grow the channel into something that is going to be seen by many and hopefully loved by many as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.